Good morning. How are you all doing today? So, okay, I just wanted to pop in because I've been getting like a lot of messages. I've been getting a lot of emails, right? Asking about my notes, like asking for notes in particular chapters, in particular sections. Initially, I was taking notes, physically in a paper notebook. It is not feasible for me to scan all of the pages in my notebook, and it would be so time consuming for me with everything that's going on. I don't have time to do that. I have since kind of like updated and added to how I am learning. So recently I got an iPad. Okay, so I got an iPad. In addition to always sitting at my desk, when I work remotely overnight, I stay at my desk. And I stay at my desk because obviously if I'm sitting on the couch with my laptop at 3 o'clock in the morning working, I'm gonna fall asleep. So sitting at my desk helps, keep me efficient, and particularly because of the hours that I work, it helps, to keep me efficient and keep me awake, focused. So nonetheless, I have gotten this iPad because it really helps, with just being able to access like the WGU website. So I'm gonna just show you guys really quick kind of what I have been working on. So right now I've been working through chapter 2 in the scripting and programming course. So I'm gonna go into scripting and programming. Okay, so as you can see, I just got my iPad, and this is kind of what I've been doing on my iPad, right? So I've been taking notes on my iPad. Okay, so this is gonna be a game changer for all of us, right? Because what that means is that now that I'm able to take notes on my iPad, I can share the notes with y'all. I downloaded an app. It is an app called Notability. Okay, so look at here, right? These are some of the sections that I was working through, and I was able to take a screenshot and add it to my notes here. Okay, and the beautiful part about this app is that I can share links to my notes. What I'm gonna do is that now that I've actually started taking notes, so basically going forward, I plan to take all of my notes on this app. And then once it's time to study, I can go through all of the pages. So the app allows you to be able to like go into the app, look at, scope different pages. So it's not even just like you're having to just scroll until you find it. You can literally go and also search like page 1, 2, 3 and actually see all of the content on the pages and be able to find what you need. But like I said, what I love about this is the fact that I can copy a link to my notes. So if I provide a link, you should be able to see all of my notes here. For anyone who was inquiring about notes for previous classes, I'm sorry. This is me being an adult and having to place a boundary around what I can and cannot do. And I can't go back and scan all of it because I have like 3 notebooks full of notes, like literally full of written notes. Each class, I think I have like maybe 75, 100 pages front and back of notes in my notebook. There's no possible way that I would have time to scan all that stuff with my lifestyle. I am an active mother. I am a working mother. I am a mother who is in school. I am a mother who is a wife. I am a mother who also takes care of her mother. I have even more on my plate now than I did when I started school. And I'm so glad that like God really just be tapping me on the shoulder like, just do this. And I don't know why, but literally I just woke up one day and I was like, you know what, let me go on Amazon, let me check for an iPad. And then I found this app, game changing. So going forward, I am currently in my programming and scripting class. So you can assume that basically anything pertaining to and I can't even say anything pertaining to this class because I'm in chapter 2. Everything in chapter 1 is still in my notebook that I wrote down, like, that I physically wrote down. All of that stuff is in my notebook. But everything, I believe I want after 2.10, so maybe 2.10 and on for programming and scripting, I have those notes where I can copy a link and I can share a link to my notes where you can see exactly everything that I wrote. Because top of that, what I love too about this app is that writing it down from this app, I can also convert it into a PDF. So when I'm sharing it, I can share these notes onto like a PDF and then print them. So that's my plan, is to like, you know, basically when I'm done taking all of my notes, I will likely print them and put them somewhere, again, for my own personal, just because, you know, also I feel like as students, we're also very well aware that anything can happen with technology, right? So like even on the back end, like I want my notes, so I'm also going to be copying all of this stuff onto a PDF and saving it onto my own hard drive, so that I always have an original copy of my notes. Whatever happens to this app, the iPad, you know, the grid, whatever happens with this stuff, we'll know that, you know, we have access to that. So yeah, either way, I just wanted to pop in and share that, you know, because I know that I've been getting a lot of emails, I've been getting a lot of messages. I may not have, you know, necessarily had the time to respond back to you, and I do apologize, but you know, like I said, life has been really busy. Now this is, you know, my hobby, this is what I do for fun, you know, to share what I'm learning. And yeah, I just want to also be able to help other students in the best way that I can. Oh my gosh, you guys, I have something in my eye. What is that? But okay, like I said, I didn't want to leave y'all hanging. Like, I really appreciate, you know, everyone's support. I appreciate all of your kind words, all of the encouragement, because y'all, I've had, like, it's been a rough, you know, 2 months. Like, my mother was hospitalized. You know, she was staying at my house for 2 weeks. I wasn't able to take time off from work, right, because I just started my job in May. So it was a lot. It was a lot, just having to try and, like, you know, take care of my mother, support my mother, still take care of my kids, still try and tap into classwork every so often, which, you know, even still, like, my program mentors and my instructors have been so supportive, because this happened still while I've been in my current class, my programming and scripting class. And them, you know, like, they'll call you, because normally I don't know if y'all have the same thing, but like I have generally like weekly calls with my program mentor, where my program mentor will call me and she'll just be like, oh hey, you know, how's everything going, like, and they can see like what status, like what your status is, like what you've touched on, because right, if you go through your classes, you can see all the checks and everything, so they can see that stuff too. They can see how far you are in your class, when was the last time you logged in, all of that stuff. So generally we have like a follow-up every Friday. And so yeah, like, you know, this time it was like, hey, you know, we like, what's going on? And me telling them like, my mother was hospitalized, I am my mother's only child, so that should be enough to let you understand how stressed out and overwhelmed I've been, being an only child, you know, of an elderly parent who needs care, because essentially all of that organizing, everything fell on my lap. I do not have anyone to share that responsibility with. It's solely on me. So it was a lot, and I did have to take a step back from class so that I could try and like just ease myself, like calm myself, you know. So it's been a lot. It's been a lot, y'all. It's been a lot. And I'm sleeping last night, and I'm tossing and I'm turning, and I'm not even able to sleep like well, because my spirit is like, what's going on, we don't really know what to feel. And so it's just, you know, it's been a lot. But yeah, I mean, like, you know, every so often, like, I'll sit and I'll think and be like, you know, like, what's the next 5 years gonna look like? Like, girl, are you sure you're even gonna need this degree? Are we gonna be alive in 5 years for you to need this degree? Is it even worth all the work that you're putting in right now? Is it even worth all the work that you're putting in right now? Like, girl, you sure we're not all gonna be blown up in a nuclear attack in 5 years? But even with all of those questions in my head, I have to like, my brain can absolutely fly off to the left side, to the left field. So I have to reel it back in, like, baby, for the current moment, what is priority? And in the current moment, the priority is, you know, school, my health, my mental health, my physical health, my spiritual health, my family, and the well-being of anyone and everyone who is around me. Like, that's my priority, and that's all I can focus on. So I love the Serenity Prayer. I'm telling you right now, I'm Haitian. I grew up in Catholic school. I got married in church. You know, I am very spiritually in tune. Focus on the things that you need to focus on. Whatever is to come, like, it's to come. Follow the Serenity Prayer in times like this, in times where it's like there's so much going on and I don't know how to manage it all. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. And so I guess I implore you that if you are or have been in a situation like mine where it's like school, family, work, like life, and you're like, yo, hold on, because what the hell is going on here? Like, what is going on? Why do I feel like I'm being sucked into a time warp? What is happening? Take a step back and think about the Serenity Prayer. Take a step back and just think about, like, actually there's a lot of things that you cannot control, and you cannot be stressed and overwhelmed about things that you have no control over either way. You might as well just focus on the things that you know you can control. Your mindset, the things that you do on a regular basis, your behaviors, your actions, like, those are the things you can control. Your physical health, your mental health, your spiritual health, all of those things you can control. So choose to focus on the things you can control and release the rest. That's kind of what I'm doing, right? Like, I focused on the things I can control. I got an iPad because I was tired of sitting at my desk all day. And again, I already work remotely, and I already work remotely from home. I'm already sitting at my desk for 8 hours every night. I did not want to have to sit at my desk for 6 hours during the day too while I'm working on classwork. So I'm so happy, because I've also made so much progress since getting this iPad. Like, y'all, the way that I'm able to literally do classwork sitting in my car, I'm really able to do classwork. And my thing too, that was part of it, because even when I would try and use my phone to do classwork and I would bring my notebook, sometimes it's just difficult to lug around a big notebook if you're at the park, you're with your kids, right? But like, having the iPad is so easy. I can literally basically say yes to taking my kids wherever. We can be at a trampoline park and I'm sitting on the chair watching them. Mommy, look at me do a backflip. They do a backflip. Oh, that's great. And then I'm literally moving along with my pen and completing classwork. So I'm just so happy, because even just like that little bit of like, okay, I slept on it, I thought about it, God said made the move, I made the move. It's already just made it to where, like, okay, I'm starting to feel unstuck again. Like, that's what was making me feel stuck, and I didn't understand why I felt like that, like why I was feeling stuck. But now I already feel so much better. Like, okay, you know, again, you're able to move around and still do your classwork and just have like more flexibility. And I feel like that matters, like, for my mental health and for my physical health. That's all that I came here to share with y'all, to let y'all know I'm sorry, I know, but sis can absolutely not scan 2 notebooks worth of stuff. But going forward, we have a digital notebook, and so those notes I will be able to share going forward. And yeah, keep up the great work, y'all. Like I said, I know, like, it's getting to be, you know, like that busier time of year. For me, my term, let me show you guys how long I have left. The thing, because my thing is that I don't come here to really, you know, I'm not moving at the pace of light. That's the thing, like, because I'm not gonna hold you. There were previous videos that before I started WGU, I was coming on YouTube and looking at videos, and these people were talking about, like, yeah, and I got my bachelor's degree in 3 months. I got my bachelor's degree in 6 months. And I'm like, do you not do anything else? How is that even possible? Because as I'm working through my classwork, I'm like, getting a whole degree, yeah, like, it wouldn't be conducive for my life. There's just no way. Like, I don't have that. There's no way. And so it's kind of like, initially you'll probably see that and be like almost a little discouraged in a way, because I feel like that's kind of how I felt, where I was like, damn, you know, I just don't think that I'd be able to finish the degree in 3 to 6 months. Like, that's, I just don't know I'll be able to do that. But then it's like, don't be discouraged and don't be intimidated, because also, like, a lot of those people, you know, they were fresh out of high school, they weren't working, they were living with their parents, you know what I mean? Like, and, you know, in theory, if you are just graduating from high school and you're attending WGU, yeah, go for it. You don't have any kids, you don't have no full-time job, you live with your parents, you better go get that degree. But for us who are already adults, we're already working, we've already had, you know, a decade or more of work experience, you know, we're probably working in the field but trying to maybe, you know, pivot into another position. We have kids, we have elderly parents that we're taking care of. It's not going to be feasible to say that you can get the degree done in 3 to 6 months, and that's also okay. So, you know, for me, like, that was also something that I had to, like, register in my mind, is that actually all of us are moving at our own pace, and that's okay. You do not need to go speed through because you see somebody else doing it. Even if I'm moving at a faster pace than you, you don't have to rush yourself to try and keep up with what I'm doing, because my pace is going to be different based on my lifestyle. I have a busy life. My pace is not going to be the same as somebody who doesn't have all of the responsibilities that I do, and that's okay. You move on your own time, okay? And don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged, and don't compare yourself to anybody else. Comparison is the thief of joy, and it's true. Do not compare yourself to anybody else. Work through your stuff as you're working through it. Learn how you learn, and be okay with how you learn, because how you learn is probably not how somebody else learned. Ain't no way I could take notes, like typing notes. Like, no, I cannot do that stuff. I'm not good at it. I am very much a person, if I am writing something, like, that's what I mean. It's like, even when you start to better understand, like, how you learn already, you're like, that's a part of personal development. That's you, like, literally flourishing and growing as a human being, as a student, and it's going to contribute positively in every other aspect of your life. So it's like, even when I'm realizing that, it's like, no, I'm very much a person, I don't like, you know, typing notes. It doesn't register within me the same way as when I'm writing something, because for me, when I take notes and I write stuff down, it's literally like I'm writing it onto my brain. I will not remember it any other way other than if I am writing it down, because when I write it down, it feels like I'm etching it on my brain, and it helps me retain that information when I write it. Likewise, maybe some other people would need to be, you know, more hands-on, right? Where maybe some other people are even more hands-on than taking notes, right? But again, all of us are different. All of us have different learning styles, and that's kind of also what I love about, like, attending virtual school, is just being able to learn myself and what works for me individually. And within this experience, being able to help support my daughters in the same way, right? Because same thing, like, my experience going to WGU has also been a situation where it's like, when I look at my kids and I'm like, actually, this is why you guys need to just, like, do it how you do it. Do it in the way that works for you. However, you know, is conducive to your learning, and you feel like I love it, like, I love doing it like this, keep doing it like this. I support my children 1,000% with learning in the ways that support them, because I see how beneficial it's been within my learning virtually to really pick up on the different things that help me retain information, the different things that really help my brain engage with the content. Yeah, that's all. That's pretty much really all I wanted to come here and talk to you guys about, to let y'all know about, the fact that I got the iPad. I will finally be able to share my notes with you all. Hopefully that'll help some of the classmates that are inquiring with me about the notes and stuff. Hopefully these will help you. Your own notes, right? Like, add different things that help you better understand it. All right, so I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for joining me.